Welcome to the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Let's talk Big Brother and Love Island USA. I am Paige Bamgboshe Roethlisberger.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Naomi Bambushi.
And tonight we're diving into Big Brother season 27, episode 2, and also the finale of Love Island USA season 7. So before we begin, as always, we like to do a toast. So, Ma, would you lead us in with a toast?
Okay, I guess I'll decide what we're going to toast. We're going to
Finale of Love Island USA.
I say let's shout out to Al Green. Love and happiness. Salud. And in that toast, we are acknowledging Love Island and Big Brothers.
Don't forget to subscribe to All Things Pays You, home of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. New episodes drop from our podcast every Thursday and Sunday, streaming on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and pretty much everywhere. Also, don't forget, guys, if you don't subscribe to All Things Pays You, you don't know when we're dropping new episodes strictly for YouTube. We're going to be covering Big Brother. I'll be hopping on here sometimes by myself, sometimes we'll be together, but we're going to be doing it all season long. All right, Mom.
Okay.
So let's get started with episode 2 of Big Brother season 27. Now, before we get into gameplay, the big question was, who is the saboteur? Now, I didn't know that it was going to be a big deal. I thought that this would just be something that they would kind of push to the rug. But no, we got to find out who was the saboteur. And that saboteur was Amy. Were you surprised that it was Amy, the 43-year-old mom, a single mom? Were you surprised?
No, not in the least. I knew, or at least I felt that it would be someone kind of obscure. And I mean, everyone has been introduced to us, but some people have had a more outstanding and dominant type presence. She did not. She was soft, friendly, soft, and understated. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be not necessarily her because I barely remembered her, but I thought it would be somebody like that.
Okay.
I think it was anyone who came in strutting like a peacock or had some kind of outstanding physical attributes that you would notice right away. I didn't think you'd be one of those type people. I did not.
Okay. I was surprised it was her. I do remember that people noticed that she was a little bit loud the first day that she walked in. Um, but I just kind of put that in the back of my head because it wasn't a big deal.
And it was just a one-time thing.
Right.
It seemed like they made really a big deal about it at all because after she was out that one time, I never noticed anything else really about her.
No, no. Okay, so let's get into the individual players and then we can talk about Vince's nominations and let's go. So, Adrian, who is the carpenter from San Antonio, the 23-year-old who is a super fan, he didn't really have a whole lot going on in this episode. He was observant. We did notice that, and he seemed to, you know, compliment Morgan a little bit, but other than that, I didn't really get much from Adrian this episode.
No,
Um,
Adrian was sort of in the back, and he's not uh, one of the hunk squad members or whatever they call them, the big body guys. He's not one of those guys. So he didn't stand out physically, and he really didn't have a whole lot to say.
right. We just talked about Amy. We'll come back to her. We'll also come back to Ashley for obvious reasons. Um, Ava Pearl, the 24-year-old aura painter from Long Island. Now, she got a chance to be in the have not room, which is generally a bad thing. But for this instance, it meant safety.
Right.
So she is part of the, in the have not room. So this week she will be safe. I forgot who saved her. Oh, it was Zach. Zach saved Ava.
Yes, because she gave the puppy dog eyes.
Puppy
You
dog.
know, she was sort of silently begging, and so he felt guilted into doing it. Yeah,
Right.
he chose her.
So she's safe for this week. Don't really have much to say about her. Jimmy, the AI consultant, he is not feeling Rachel. He is a super fan, but he thinks that the longer that Rachel's in the house, the worse things will get. He hasn't really said anything to other people too much, I don't think, about that. But kind of, he did kind of a little bit, but he wants Rachel out. But Rachel is not going to be out this week, so
Well, she might not be out this week, but she's certainly going to be targeted. I think she's going to be targeted by a few people.
yeah.
And, not just Jimmy. I think some other people are going to jump on that bandwagon. Hmm.
Yeah. And Jimmy also was thinking of Zay being a target as well, even though he likes Zay, but he figures that, Zay is big and strong and, part of that crew. So,
Yeah, part of the bodybuilders crew or
mhm,
whatever, right?
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
absolutely.
Now we have Catherine, who is the 23-year-old server, who was pretty much under the radar, but she does not like how Ashley is rolling. Uh,
Right.
and she called it out about Ashley taking a 90-minute shower or two, however long she took.
2 hours. I don't know. Ashley said she was going in there for 10 minutes to take a 10-minute shower. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was somewhere between 10 minutes and 2 hours.
Well,
Now, I'm
it,
somewhere in there. Yeah.
it took long because they noted, like, production noted the time. I'm sure it didn't take 2 hours, but it looks like it took over an hour. So not good, especially when the man Vince hadn't even had an opportunity to use the shower himself.
Well,
And
I wouldn't necessarily cared whether or not he had used the shower himself because that was up to him. If he didn't want to go hop right in the shower, that was his business. But I would not have stayed in there that long, and I would not have gone that late because apparently it was getting kind of late when she went
yeah,
because he was in the bed, and so I think she could have been a little more considerate
mhm.
in terms of the time she took the shower and the length of the shower. I think those two things were really a little bit noticeable in a negative way. It came off as entitled, selfish, or something. It didn't come off good.
Well, and then it seemed as though she kept getting paranoid because a couple people mentioned to her about the shower that people had their names and had her name in their mouths because of the shower incident.
Guess what? But guess what? She also went up to Catherine
Mhm.
before, Vince had chosen anybody, okay, but we knew he was going to choose three people, but he hadn't made his decision yet. And she was running around. She went right to Catherine. Apparently, somebody told her that it came. Catherine initiated the discussion because Catherine made a snide remark. She called it a joke about the shower, about Ashley taking the shower. But she's the first one who actually said something about her taking the shower. And then Ashley followed it up. That was mistake number two. She should have ignored it, like Teflon. She should have ignored it because she's breathing more life into something negative. And as she breathes more life into it, in my opinion, and then Catherine is feeling some kind of way because Catherine is saying, wait, no, Catherine did make a joke about it. She did. Catherine did say that, did start it. Yes, she did. And she admitted that she did right on camera. So,
What I understand that. What is going on here? I understand that.
I mean, what is going on here? I'm talking about how Ashley is moving.
No, listen, I understand. I think that Ashley, the way she's moving
I
is
don't think Ashley is moving well.
the
That's
way
all. That's all it is.
the way that Ashley's moving is just kind of very foolish. And she's not playing how I thought she would play. I thought she would be a lot more strategic and smart and go under the radar.
I had no thought about how she would play. I had no thought because to me, she's been acting silly from the very beginning, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know if that was her
I'm
strategy or what? So
I'm
I have no expectation from her.
I'm
Nothing.
I'm just referring to like her video, like she talked for like, 7, 8 minutes beforehand, and she, spoke very intelligently and she seemed level-headed. And now she's seeming like a high school
Right,
teenager.
right.
So moving on. So Catherine, we were talking about Catherine, and then we somehow another went to Ashley. So we'll see with Catherine, but we know that
I
Catherine is not.
thought it was okay for me just to jump in and say whatever I was thinking. I didn't know that,
No,
I was,
that's fine.
because you said what is going on here, and I thought I was, talking about the Big Brother cast. I
No,
thought,
I understand.
oh, but you didn't seem to, because you said what is going on here.
No, just that the way that you were saying that I didn't understand what you were saying, or I didn't believe what you were saying about the show. I do
Oh,
believe.
because I'm going by your facial expression, and you looking at
Oh,
me.
I know, and we don't need to.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's no need to mention about that because the people can't even see us, so they don't know.
Understand that, but you are the one once again who mentioned the whole thing. I was talking about contestants on the show. There was
Ma, you're talking about my facial expressions and you're going off my facial expressions and you're not reading my facial expressions properly. That was my issue. That was
okay, okay,
you free to jump in whenever you want.
okay.
All right. Moving on. So we were moving on to Kelly. Kelly is the 29-year-old web designer, and Kelly has a final two with Vince now. I think it's kind of early. She doesn't know, how things will be, how Vince will operate moving forward. I think like it was day two.
That's ridiculous. It's too soon. That's ridiculous. Nah, I mean, I'm hearing and seeing the things that they're talking about and so forth, but nope, 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 nope. Not going for it. Understand Kelly is adventurous and all that kind of stuff, and she's volunteer telling Vince to put her up and all that. I think she's moving hastily.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say at this juncture. But I guess that's her personality, because she is very adventurous. But I think she needs to slow up a little bit. And you see, he didn't put her up because you never really know how these things are going to turn out. I mean, you think you have a feeling, but you really don't know because you don't know who's going to flip in a matter of a couple of hours or two, a couple of conversations, and people start to flip, right?
Yeah. Uh,
Okay.
Next, we have Keanu. And Keanu, it wasn't a whole lot that went on with Keanu. He was in the beginning, they suspected him for the saboteur, but nobody ultimately voted for him for the saboteur. So, he's just kind of still managing to go under the radar for a big guy.
Right. Yeah, you got that right. At one point I thought they were going to go for Will as the saboteur, but I don't think he got any votes at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, just because he noticed something first and, whatever. But as it turned out, no, so let's just see. But I think people are still looking sideways at Zay.
Ma, we're going down all the people.
Okay.
Let's just go down. Lauren, who is the bridal consultant, the 22-year-old bridal consultant, she suspected Zay as well, but not a whole lot from her. I think some people may have a crush on her, but I haven't gotten anything from Lauren yet.
Okay.
And then, sorry, and then Mickey, it seems to be playing better than I thought. Mickey is playing the way I thought that Ashley would play, at least just what we're seeing. We don't know what's going on in the live feeds, but Morgan, Jimmy, and Mickey have formed a three-person alliance. And so I think that the three of them seem smart enough, strategic enough, and that they have good social capital so far. I don't know what your thoughts are of that alliance, Mom.
I don't know. I don't know. I have no confidence in any of these alliances because by the end of it, they have 50 different alliances and then they all end up enemies against the other alliance. And they're a traitor. They got betrayed. You were supposed to be loyal to this alliance, that line. So I have a very little, that's just something that has to be tried and true as far as I'm concerned, because I have no confidence in any of these alliances. And especially this early on. I just don't. I've seen too many of them be shattered like immediately. 1 week this one is in one alliance, and then some of them are in multiple alliances.
True.
Everything. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Morgan, I just mentioned, was in the alliance with Mickey, and she is the gamer from LA. And she seems to be pretty strategic, and I like her. Let's see, what happens moving forward. But
Right.
I'm getting a good
So
vibe.
so far, they're moving pretty good. Well, the three of them are moving pretty good so far.
Hmm.
Although, we haven't gotten very far, but right now they're moving sensibly,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, Rachel is a 40-year-old. Obviously, she won BB13 and also competed in BB12, where she met her husband. And her husband competed on the show twice. She's also been on Traders, and she's also been on Snakes on a Plane. So she has made the reality TV rounds.
Yeah.
She was on Amazing Race, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, to make a long story short, she's in a mom alliance with Amy. Let's see how Rachel plays. I just don't know if Rachel should want to be in an alliance with Amy.
Well, I don't know about that, but I can see how they gravitated toward each other because not only are they both moms, Amy helped Rachel out a little bit earlier on. And so, she feels maybe that she can trust her to a great extent, you know. And so I see how they became allies. I mean, I really totally get that. And the show really had something to do with that, you
Mhm.
know. So, so we shall see.
Okay.
I have a little more confidence in their alliance than I do in them at this point,
Yeah. Next,
because they have some other things that cause them to bond a bit, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Next, we have Riley, who the majority of the House thought was the saboteur. He had 11 votes, and Zay had 5. And he was not the saboteur, as we mentioned. It was Amy. So
Right.
he gets to play as a regular house guest.
Yeah. And I never thought Riley was the saboteur.
Me.
I just didn't.
They just picked on him because he has a cowboy hat on. That's why they picked on the man.
It's cool.
Yeah, he stands out, right?
And the other
Riley's fine.
actually is friendly. So,
Hmm.
hey, okay.
Riley's fine. Let's see, moving forward. I don't have any, issues with Riley. Now, Vince, who is the head of household, I'm not gonna every week repeat his age, but he's 34 and unemployed. And as I mentioned, he has a final two with Kelly. Although with Vince, I think that may go somewhere over to the side somewhere because I don't think Vince is about that life. Uh,
I don't have any confidence in that one at all. None.
but Vince has a very important decision as head of household. I'll come back to Vince because we have a couple more people. Will is a 50-year-old podcaster of women's basketball. Um, and he is in the have not room, so he is safe. So that's good. And he is aligned with Rachel. But Rachel seemed a little bit jealous because he named several other players ahead of Rachel. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm glad that she saved Will.
Yes. And I thought that was kind of tongue in cheek. I don't think she was really serious about that.
Mm.
At least I hope not. I hope she won't hold that against him. But it seems that they developed a somewhat of a rapport already. So yeah, because she chose him to go in the have-nots with her, you know. Yeah.
And
Okay.
Will is likable.
Very much so.
Now, Zach, hmm. Zach won the $10,000, as we know from Thursday. But with that $10,000 comes the option to buy his safety. So if he is on the block, if feels he's in danger of going home, that's his one time get out of jail free card that he can give to the head of
Oh,
household.
not free. Get out of jail for $10,000.
That's right. Right. No, you're right. Sorry. Yes. You're yes, it comes with a cost. And but I think that's worth it. I would take that. So he has that in his back pocket. And you know what? If Zach plays his cards right, he should tell someone that he feels close with, only if he is in danger. You got to be careful with that though, too. I got to be careful because sometimes when people start talking too early, it backfires. So maybe just hold it until maybe hold it a little bit because it's too early. I forgot what I'm saying. He doesn't know these people, right?
Correct.
And finally, Zay, the 23-year-old salesperson. Now, oh, Zay, I don't really know what to think about Zay. I don't necessarily think Zay is playing the game well, but then again, I don't know what Zay could do differently. He is a target, but I don't know. I think he can get himself off the block. What are your thoughts on Zay?
I don't know if Zay can get himself off the block or not because he's nice looking, well built, and some people see him as a threat, in particular when it comes down to the challenges. So, not necessarily strategically. I don't know if they've, gotten all into that yet
Mm-hmm.
in terms of their assessment of Zay, but I'm not really sure. I think Zay is vulnerable. I
He
just
is
think
vulnerable, but I think that he can win a challenge. I think he can win a competition.
me too.
Yeah. So I think he can get himself off the
I,
block.
I
That's
think, well, I'm kind of saying the same thing too, that he is formidable physically.
mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of people will continue to gun for him, even if he wins the challenge. I think he,
Well, I mean, this week, I think he can get himself.
okay. So for this week, I think he's going to win if it's a physical challenge. But
Right.
don't forget, sometimes the challenges are not physical.
Thumbs errant. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we saw
I
last
mean,
year.
physically, we can look and feel that he has some sort of advantage. If it's strength based,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because everything physical is not necessarily strength based.
Yeah.
But if it's a strength based challenge, he has an advantage. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I would say. Uh, clearly, you
Mm-hmm.
can see that. Other than that, I think he's vulnerable. I think he's vulnerable.
Okay. So Vince has to make a decision, and he has decided that he was going to put Zay up because Zay, of course, people had Zay's name in their mouth as being possibly the saboteur. So it's an easy spot to put Zay in. And
Right.
then Ashley, everybody was complaining about her 90-minute shower.
Yeah,
And
mm-hmm.
Ashley didn't do herself any favors by keep interrupting and I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm tired. It's getting late.
Interrupted when Vince was talking to Catherine.
Right. And
Yeah.
other people, just in general.
Whoever was in there, but they kept showing her knocking on the door when Catherine was in there.
Right. And then Amy, who this is why I say it may not be a good idea to be in an alliance with Amy. it really just hurts my heart talking to Vince is Amy. Oh,
Yes.
that that she would be put on the block because of something so small as like a shower, and she's my best friend in
And,
here.
guess what? And guess what, Amy? That's why your ass is sitting there on the block as well.
Yes, because now I know, oh, so you're going to be upset if I put her on the block. So might as well just put you both on there because you both will be upset.
There you go.
And so there we go. Because most people want her on the block. And
There
you're
you
the
go.
only one that seems to be upset about her going on the block.
There you go.
So I don't know.
And we've seen that from last season
Mhm.
when and we were concerned that it was going to be, I think it was, what was the name? Brooke and
Brooklyn?
Chelsea. Remember Brooklyn and Chelsea? And you know how they were ace boon coon? I mean,
Mhm.
it didn't work out that way, but they were, some people were thinking that way, about them.
Mhm.
It turned out good, obviously, for Chelsea, but
It
mm,
didn't.
we've seen that be a risky position to take. That's a
Well, but you don't say that outright, and then it's
That's what
only
I'm saying.
day two.
That she said it like that was not in her best interest, right?
Yeah, yeah. So we will see what happens because there is the veto. So someone will get they will get the opportunity to take themselves down, and then we'll see who is still remains on the block come the eviction night. Okay, let's see. I thought it was a good episode. I can't wait to really like see what's going on in the feed so I can really see who's aligned with whom and see how everyone gets along because you can't really tell from the regular episodes.
Gotcha. Yeah, 100%. A lot is revealed when you watch the live feeds. You get all the undercurrent and all of the little innuendos going on that you don't see in that hour and a half show that we see. What? How many times a week do we see that? We do not get an accurate view of what's really going on.
Right, right, right. Okay, so there will be a new episode of what is it, Big Big Brother on Thursday, and then that will should be the live eviction. But we will be popping up back and forth if there's any like immediate updates going on, anything breaking news, for Big Brother 27.
And you know what I can say about Vince as the HOH? He says, or at least in this one instance, he said exactly what he meant. He said he was going to put up Zay. He said he was going to put up Ashley. And he said he was going to put up Amy. And that's exactly what he did.
That's what we put up. Yeah.
Exactly what he did. Well, sometimes they say one thing, and then by the time the nominees really come, oh, forget it.
But we also aren't seeing, live feeds too to kind of mix, scramble up our heads.
Right. That's exactly right. But no matter whatever, that's what he said. And that's what he did. Whatever else we saw or didn't see, that came out, those words came out of his mouth. And that's what he ended up doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes. So, okay, so we will talk more about that, the eviction episode on Thursday, and then, like I said, if there's any other breaking news, we'll
I
follow.
say all that to say it appears that Vince is somewhat trustworthy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, we don't know yet.
Well, he was true to that word, to those words,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. But he also said he wasn't going to put up Ashley, and he put her up.
I didn't hear him say that.
Did they
Oh,
had?
early on. Oh, early on. But
Uh-huh.
later on, he switched.
Yes.
Later on, he switched. Oh, yeah. Well, he switched in front of us. Oh, yeah. He and Ashley had their little agreement. I'm thinking that's why Ashley felt comfortable going on up there, taking her shower and doing all that. You know,
Well,
yeah.
well, it doesn't mean that he.
I'm thinking she thought she had a rapport with Vince. Okay.
Yes. So that's all I was trying to say. About it doesn't mean that he's that honest because he.
You make a good point. You make a good point. I just took it that he changed his mind and that he, wasn't being dishonest. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. He. I'll leave that alone. Okay. On to Love Island USA season 7 finale. So we have four couples remaining. And coming in fourth place is Iris and Pepe, which okay. Any thoughts on them in fourth place, Ma?
Yes, they should have been in second place, not fourth.
Okay. Coming in at number 3, Hutter and Chris.
They should have been going home a long time ago, but okay.
Mm-hmm. Number 2, Nicolandria.
Wonderful. Wonderful. They should have gone home the night that limo came and picked them up. They should have kept right on driving and took them to
They
the airport or wherever they go.
really should have. They really should have. And then the winners, Amaya and Brian.
Wonderful. That's who I voted for. They're the only ones that I saw anything worth pursuing.
Mm-hmm.
They had a genuine connection and it's worth pursuing. Now, maybe next week, maybe they fooled us all, but guess what? They met there, they seemed to get along. I got all positive stuff from them. I got, just feel good attitudes from both of them. And I liked who they were as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, plenty of people I liked individually. I liked many of them just as individuals, but we are talking about as a unit. And as a unit, I like them the best.
Yeah, I voted, me and you both voted for Amaya and Brian. I thought of the remaining couples, they were the only ones that really seemed like they were a couple. I was disappointed throughout the season in many different things, which we discussed before, but I hope moving forward that they have genuine couples, that that production fosters genuine couples on the show and not just about people coming on the show to become famous, to just stay in the villa to see who wins. I just think it does a disservice to the brand. And so many people, and I don't want to be like a person, I don't want to be uptight. Too many of these people had sex in the villa. It wasn't special anymore because I always thought it was funny, it was cute, it was sexy. They had their little challenges. They were making out in the challenges. They, weren't wearing many clothes. They were being flirty but sexy and cute. It's not nothing flirty and sexy and cute when you're in the bed with 50 people in the room with you and you're over there having sex.
You know what, daughter? Everything you say is completely right. Not because of morals or standards or any of that. Those things are important too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No matter what your morals or standards are, it's supply and demand. When you glut the market with a product, it's not special anymore.
Mm-mm.
And there's a glut, okay, of sex. Whether you want to say women toward the men toward the women, it's all equal because they partner up. So it's all the same thing. There's a glut. And when it's like that, it is no longer special.
Right.
And for that, that applies across the board,
Mm-hmm.
across every strata, no matter what your political beliefs are, your ethnicity, your this, your that, that applies across the board. When the market is glutted, it loses value. And they're carrying on with all that too much. It is no longer special. You are absolutely correct.
I'm 100% with you on all of that. So anyway, it was an entertaining season. I would like to see some different changes, but hey, they have Behind the Villa that's out now. I don't know if I'll be watching it. I probably won't. I don't think we're going to be covering it. But good luck to the Behind the Villa people. They're thriving and I'm loving it. Love seeing that. There also will be Love Island games coming out in September, which we will cover and is exciting. But Maya Jama is not the host. Ariana will be the host for Love Island games. I don't know. Maya Jama has a lot of things going on. So anyway, Ariana is a good host.
Absolutely. She certainly is. Is that the one where the guy who had the very scandalous pose with his butt cheeks spread? Is he on this show coming up?
Behind the Villa?
Yes.
He is on Behind the Villa. I don't think he's on
He's
it as
seen
much.
so many commercials, and he's going, oh, everything that happens on here is a lot of drama or something. He says words to that effect, and I said to myself that if you're on here, that's a whole lot of drama, because I'm quite sure he's not with that last woman he was with.
He's not.
I think she was quite as easygoing to accept, some of his behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Because as far as I'm concerned, that picture, we didn't need to see that. It's no reason I should have ever been able to tell you that this man posed with his ass cheeks spread. I can attest to that. It was either him or AI.
No,
Oh,
it was him. He
I
didn't deny it.
I'm only kidding.
Oh, because it could be AI.
Yeah. But I don't think now some women, maybe they would have been like, hey, you do you, that's all right, whatever, they would have been okay. But the young lady he was associated
For
with,
her name right now.
yeah, but she really was not feeling all of that. So that whole thing ended, but yet he's still on Love Island. Okay. All right. So
He's
good.
not on Love Island, Ma.
But whatever it is, some offshoot,
Behind the Villa. I don't know how much he's going to be on it. He's not like the major characters. One of the major.
Oh, he's in the commercial.
And she comes on there too. Like they show her
But
too.
they're not together, but they don't show them together. No, not as a unit. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, but that's why I was wondering because I wasn't sure, but I knew you would know about it. So that's why I wanted to ask you. Okay.
Okay. Well, congrats to our winning couple, Amaya and Brian.
Oh, Amaya and Brian, y'all are so sweet and cute. I mean, I know you're bad. I know you do your little things and whatever you do. Have fun. I really liked y'all, and I'm so happy that you won. I thought that you were the most deserving and true to what I believe the show is about. And I liked it a lot. I liked it that y'all won. And I think you were the couple that was the most deserving.
Well, subscribe now to stay locked in for all the BB27 chaos. We'll, let you in on whatever's going on. And please, guys, like you always say, let's stay cute and let's stay safe. And we'll see you next time on the Bamgboshe Happy Hour. Let's talk BB27.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and check out full episodes of the Bamgboshe Happy Hour podcast streaming on most platforms.